Hello everyone, this is Highlander58 on the AT. It's Tuesday, May 10th, and we have just departed Daleville for the final time. It's about 10:30. Had a little later start today because we are leaving a trail town with 4 to 5 days of food. We got water, and we've been resting for a few days, so we only plan doing maybe 12 to 14 miles today. And the reason is because there's a shelter at that mile mark. We're not gonna push for miles coming out of a 3-day rest period and getting our bodies and our minds and our souls back in shape. So it's overcast, but we expect it to possibly rain. This is Highlander58 on the AT, just checking in. We're about 5 miles from the next shelter coming out of Daleville. The first shelter, if you check the AT guide, AWOL, or any of the apps, you'll see that the water there is rainwater that's gathered in a cistern. And it says treat the water before you drink it, so I wouldn't advise going into that shelter expecting to have quality water. But it's a beautiful hike up. It's not hard at all out of Daleville. Tiny bit of elevation compared to some of the other climbs we've done out of trail towns. When you come off the AT northbound, you're going to go right into Daleville. And if you turn to your right, you're going to go to a convenience store, and then you're going to go to the Howard Johnson motel right there. It's a nice place. We stayed there for a few nights, and good rate. I think it's $49 a night for a double room. They have a basic continental breakfast. It's a Wyndham Rewards hotel, so they have the waffles and the donuts and bagels, coffee, eggs, cereal, juice. Nice staff. Rooms were clean. It's not a new place. If you turn left when you come off the trail, you walk down about not even a half mile, I'd say. You're gonna hit a Kroger, 24-hour grocery store, Three Pigs barbecue, highly recommended. A Goodwill store, and several people picked up some decent hiker clothes there, and gear. Outfitter, right there. Kind of pricey, but they got some pretty decent stuff. I bought a few things I needed. And Wendy's, Bojangles, McDonald's. It's all right in that area. So there's a Super 8 across the street from the Howard Johnson's. A convenience store right next door. You can get beer, soda, etc. So it doesn't have a whole lot of activities going on. It's on a highway, so Highway 81 is very close. In fact, you cross under it when you leave. But we enjoyed ourselves. Very relaxing. A lot of hikers there. A lot of hikers. So I give thumbs up to the Daleville area as far as a good place to stop in to resupply or take a zero. Well, hey everyone, this is Highlander58 on the AT. It's about 4:30, Tuesday, May 10th, and we're at Wilson Creek, a shelter. As you can probably hear in the background, started to thunder. We left out of Daleville today around about 10:30. Got a late start. No hurry. Had full packs, about 4 or 5 days worth of food and water. It was a great hike. It was very, very nice. Very, very smooth. Not too many uphills. Nice views. Plenty of water. We just decided to come here and call it a day. It's about 12 miles to Daleville. We're gonna go 17 miles tomorrow. That's our plan. we're hoping that the rain will pass, but you know how that goes. I'm not going to say anything after last week. But we're having a good time today. We both feel good. Nomad hasn't complained anything about his foot, so I guess he's doing pretty good. We have a deer, several deer that are circling the camp. Of course, I'd rather have deer than bear any day of the week. I checked the shelter register, and there's no signs of bear activity that I can see, but plenty of deer activity. One hiker had some food stolen out of a bag that she left open in the vestibule of her tent, and it was probably the deer, because they're here. There's two down by the creek. There was one probably 10 feet away, and there was one about 10 feet from our tents just now, eyeballing my food bag, I believe. And I got no problem with that. They can come into camp. So what we're going to do now is... there's a bear. Oh. There's a bear over your shoulder. Look out. I'd say that's not funny, but it was funny. So you can always count on a little humor from Nomad, and that's good because I'm very serious guy by nature, I guess. I'm trying to lighten up, and he keeps me honest. So we're going to try to start a little fire over here in that fire pit over my shoulder and try to dry my socks out. So we're going to do that and have some food, and probably just get in our tents and go to sleep because there is a storm brewing. Very glad to be back on the trail. I like going to towns and seeing what's there, and meeting people, and having good food and beer and that kind of thing. But we were both ready to get back out here after that last week. I'll check back in with you if anything exciting happens or any more deer come into camp. There are two lady hikers here. They're hammock campers. They're on the other side of the shelter, and that's it. Nobody else is here, so it's going to be a quiet evening. We're going to get up early and try to hit the trail around 8 or 8:30. I had a good day today. I really did, and I'm glad to be back on the trail. I really am. Fire building 101. Well, hey everyone, the sky's opened up. It's raining. We got in just in time. I am dry. I got everything laid out for the evening. I've got my socks laying on across my packer, hoping they'll dry out a little bit. And I am making some tea right now. It's simple things in life on the trail that really bring happiness to you, like just a cup of hot tea while you're inside your tent. It's pouring outside, listening to thunder and lightning. It's not too bad, really. It's the simple things that you really enjoy. On the AT. Morning everyone, it's Highlander58 on the AT with my sidekick Nomad right behind me here. We just left Wilson's Creek shelter. It's about 8:30 right now. We got out a little bit earlier today. We're going to try to do 17 miles today, or hike 8 hours, see what happens. I left off last night sitting in my tent having tea in the rain. It rained a good part of the night and stopped and started back up and stopped again. We got this morning, packed up a Wet tents, headed out, and 10 minutes later started to rain again. A hiker at the shelter said that there's an 80% chance of rain, so I figured that means 100%. So we'll see. But it's a great day so far, feeling good. Terrain is beautiful, and the rhododendrons are blooming. Hey everybody, it's Highlander58, just checking in, having a wonderful walk in the nice damp morning. It's 9:30. We crossed the Blue Ridge Parkway. Right now we're kind of paralleling the Parkway. The sun's trying to come out, as you can see. Birds are singing. That means all's good, I hope. I hope that was the 80% chance of rain today that we had back there. Rained for about 30 minutes. Not bad, just a steady drizzle. Not enough to be concerned about. So we got about 3 miles to the next shelter, and that's the next water source, so we're going to top off there and then continue on. So far, having a wonderful day. And there are no bears that I know of at Wilson's Creek shelter. Deer, squirrels, birds, hikers, but no bears. Good morning everyone, this is Highlander58 on the AT with Nomad. We got off Jennings Creek last night about 4:30 after doing 17 miles. It was an overall beautiful day. When you come off the trail, there's a really nice creek there with a local swimming hole in it, and there are some tent sites there, but they were very muddy, so we opted not to stay there. The Middle Creek campground is about 1.5 miles away, and they have a shuttle service. They'll pick you up and bring you to the campgrounds for free. They have many tent sites with electric and water, but there's no shade. They're pretty open to the elements. They have cabins that rent for between, I think, $35 and $45 a night. They sleep up to, I think, 6, and that's a pretty good deal if you split it among hikers. Camp store is pretty good. They have a grill, pretty good hamburgers, fries, great milkshakes. They have a very limited resupply, and they are pricey. You expect to pay 100% more than you would in, say, an Ingles or a Kroger's for your basic supplies. They have a bathhouse right across from the cabins, and another one closer to the camp store. Great pressure and great hot water. They do provide a towel. They have laundry here. Ask for soap or bring some soap. It's a very quiet place. It's an older campground, but they, you know, it's not bad. The cabins are hostel kind of styled, or bunk beds. And there's no water in the cabins. You have to go across the street to one of the RV spots and use the water out of there, or go into the bathhouse. But it's a great deal. It's convenient. We were able to get a shower, sleep in our sleeping bags on the bunks, get up in the morning, have some coffee at the office, and we're waiting for a ride right now to the trailhead. They open the store at 9 o'clock, so we expect to get back on the trail about 9:30, 9:45. Got a bit of an uphill climb most of the day, and you know, we'll see what happens as far as the weather. It's overcast, but the sun's trying to break through, and looking forward to another great day on the AT, and we're both feeling pretty good. Hey everyone, this is Highlander58. Nomad's in front of me today, actually. We just made it to the peak of Apple Orchard Mountain, and that spherical thing you saw was not Epcot. It's a FAA tower, and we've had a series of uphills all day, 3 pretty good climbs, and we're now about a mile from the shelter, approaching the guillotine, and we're going to call the day at the next shelter. It's been humid, it's been cool, there's a storm coming our way. It's going to be here in a couple of hours or sooner, so we kind of got to get to the shelter as soon as possible, set up and get ready for the evening. We started the hike this morning at 9:45 out of Jennings Creek Road, and it's now 4:30, so it was a good day, and we did about I'd say about 12 miles, maybe a little more. Hey folks, we're now approaching the guillotine, and it's raining, by the way. Hey everybody, this is Highlander58 on the AT with Nomad up in front today. He's doing much better, he's walking straight. It's amazing what a little hiking can do for tendonitis. We're on the James River Bridge. It's about 3:30. It's a beautiful day. The weather's changed. It's sunny, very warm, humid. We're going to be crossing the bridge and going to the Johns Hollow shelter. What a remarkable change from last night when it poured. I mean, torrential downpour about 8 o'clock or 9 o'clock last night up at shelter near Apple Orchard Mountain. It's just remarkably beautiful. This is the longest footbridge on the AT. Right next to it is an old railroad trestle. This bridge was dedicated in 2000. I'm sure that there have been thousands of Appalachian Trail hikers cross it both ways, as well as local folk. It's beautiful James River. It's very scenic, very serene, very quiet. We're going to hang out here for a few minutes before we get back on the trail. Hey everybody, this is Highlander58 on the AT. It's about 20 to 6 on Friday, May 13th, Friday the 13th. We're at Johns Hollow Shelter. Just got here about a half hour ago. We're the only two here, Nomad and myself. I got our tent set up. I want to go back to yesterday After we came down Apple Orchard Mountain, we went to Thunder Hill Shelter. It was right off the trail, and very nice shelter. When we got there, it was raining, and we got up inside the shelter, and there was a fellow named Candyman from Massachusetts there, and he was going to stay the night, and so we decided to stay as well. And about 20 minutes after we got there, we were cooking dinner, making tea, making coffee, getting our wet clothes off. We actually contemplated getting out of the shelter and tenting, because normally we don't stay in shelters. But last night we did. We decided that since all of our gear was already out, that it made sense just to go ahead and stay in the shelter. There was only 3 of us in there. It held 6, and we passed nobody coming to the shelter all day. So it was a good decision, because about 9 o'clock, we're all cozy and comfy and warm inside of our sleeping bags. All hell broke loose. I mean, it rained so hard that I was trying to talk to a nomad in the shelter who was 2.5 feet from me, and he couldn't hear me. And I'm sure that it would probably have destroyed our tents or just beat the hell out of them. So it's probably a good idea that we decided to stay in the shelter that night. However, I must warn you that if you stay in that shelter, you're going to have some uninvited guests. As I lay awake about 11 o'clock, there was enough light coming into the shelter that I could see little black spots scurrying about the floor of the shelter. And those were mice. And I think I saw 4. And one of them ran over my hand, my arm, while I had it out, just about the time I was falling asleep. And needless to say, I almost came out of my sleeping bag. So at that point, I brought everything in, zipped everything up, and all I had was basically sticking out of the sleeping bag was my nose. And I was just hoping that the mice wouldn't decide to feast on my nose. And they didn't. Next morning we got up, we got dressed, and we left. And the weather forecast called for rain. I think 60 to 80% rain. Nomad and I are hiking. We were able to get signal, and we checked it again, and the weather changed totally. It was 0% chance of rain and sunshine. And that's what we have right now. So we did our hiker happy dance, and we continued on down the trail. Yesterday we ended up doing just 14 miles, and it was a lot of uphills, and we were beat. And today was a bit more the same. There was a lot of downhill, and then there was quite a bit of uphill. Today was a 16-mile day. Not quite as tough as yesterday, but some elevations nonetheless. A highlight of the day was crossing the James River footbridge, and that was exciting. We look forward to doing that. I know that some people like to jump off that and swim, and self-control got the better of me, so I decided not to do it. We were exhausted. I didn't sleep very well last night, as I never do in a shelter. So I'm beat, I'm hot. I'm going to relax here at this shelter. There's nobody here but Nomad and myself. Nice privy, nice shelter. A lot of camp spots are a bit rocky. None of them are real level, but it's not bad. 2 fire pits. We're going to have some food and go to bed early, because we have some more elevations to do tomorrow. And our plans tomorrow are to try to get as close to Buena Vista, the road that leads to Buena Vista, Virginia, by early Saturday morning, so we can go in, resupply, get something to eat, maybe stay there, not sure yet, but then get back on the trail either that day or Monday morning. We're trying not to take as many zeros as we have been, to save money and to keep us on the trail longer. And so far this week it's worked out real well. We're keeping our miles pretty good, pretty much where we want them, which is right around 16 for a day. We're going to attempt to hike 6 days a week. and take a day off. So we'll be going in doing some Nero shopping and getting back out on the trail if possible. Nomad's doing so much better. I think he's about 70% now. I feel pretty good. I'm just tired. My back hurts. And I think a good night's sleep will help that quite a bit. Okay, I'm gonna go eat, and I'll talk to y'all later. Had a great day. Well, hello everyone, this is Highlander58 on the AT with Nomad right behind me there. We're on the top of Bluff Mountain. It's about, I guess about 3,500 feet up. I'm not sure exactly. We've been climbing up to 4,000 feet off and on all week. It's a beautiful day. We had a great night last night in the shelter. We got up early, had breakfast, and we headed out about 8:30. Anyway, we're having a good time. It's been a little tough, strenuous. This area from Daleville to this point, even down into Buena Vista, it's a lot of elevation. It's ups and downs, ups and downs, ups and downs. Make sure you have plenty of water. Check your water sources. There's not a water source sometimes within 6 miles. As you can see behind me, this is a beautiful view. Beautiful day, blue skies. I don't see any rain clouds. So we're very happy to be out here today. It's a nice change from what we had last week.
Are you nuts? You're gonna piss them off and I gotta walk by them.
Hey everyone, this is Highlander58 on the AT, and I'm speaking to you from the beautiful little town of Buena Vista, or as they say, Buena Vista, Virginia. So yesterday about 6:30, 6:45, we made it to the Brown Mountain Creek Shelter. That was about 18 miles for the day, and it started out to be a very nice day, and then it rained. We had to stop and put our pack covers on and all our rain gear on, and it rained for a long time, and then the trail became mud, and so we were slipping and sliding and mud skiing all the way to the shelter. When we got there, it stopped. It's a nice shelter. There's a footbridge across a really nice creek, and the camp spots are across the creek from the shelter. We found 2 pretty decent sites and set up our tents. We were both exhausted, just spent for the day. And Nomad was hanging our bear bags up after we had our chow from a tree not too far from the tents, and we were getting ready to call it a night when this really big gust of wind came through. I mean, about 15 seconds of, you know, pretty bad wind, and he was standing near tree where the bear bags were, and the tree fell. So he was almost killed by 2 food bags. So he went to find another tree to hang our food bags in. And he throws a line up, and he catches the rock bag in a limb, and it breaks off the line, so he loses that. So in spite of his fatigue and frustration, he went over and figured out a way to hang the bear bags from underneath the footbridge. So they were hanging over the creek, which I thought was pretty ingenious, because I didn't think the bears, if there were any, would go into that creek to get them, and they didn't. They were there the next morning. So he got up about 7:30, quick breakfast, packed up our gear, and we hiked 1.8 miles to Virginia 60, at which time we called for a local shuttle driver named Gary, very nice gentleman. He travels pretty much anywhere. He's going to DC today to pick up somebody, and he charges $15 for each of us. $15 total, and he drove us to the Budget Inn, and that's where we're at right now. It's definitely a hiker hotel. I've stayed in worse, I've stayed in better. It's a little pricey, $59 plus tax for a double. Our air conditioner doesn't work, but the heater does. And we woke up this morning, it's about 36 degrees, believe it or not. And we got into town, it was about 48. So we were wearing fleeces and gloves and beanies hiking in, and now I'm in a tank top and my rain pants because we're doing our laundry. Right across the street is a Burger King, an Exxon, where you can get beer and whatever else you need. There's a Food Lion 1 mile away. There's a Hardee's up the street, and there's also a dollar store, a Dollar General. It has quite a few things that we consume as hikers, but not everything. So Gary's going to come back and pick us up at 4 o'clock for $5. He's going to take us to Food Lion for 30 minutes. So it's now very nice out, but it looks like it's going to rain again. I'm over the rain, but it is what it is. We're going to sleep here tonight, and we're going to try to hit the trail in the morning. That's our plan, to hit the trail in the morning. We don't have a ride out yet. Gary's got to go to Washington, D.C., and we can't get any of the shuttle drivers to answer the phone. But there may be a cab driver in town that will take us 9.5 miles back to the trailhead, or we will hitchhike. But one way or another, we will be back on the trail. Our next goal is to reach the Devil's Backbone Brewery. It's off the trail, but it's something that you don't want to miss if you can go. Apparently there's a shuttle that will pick you up. I'm not sure. They'll take you there. It's a well-known brewery, local craft beers. The owner lets AT hikers camp. They're free on the property, and I hear if you offer the chef a little bit of money, I think $5, he will make you a breakfast in the morning. So we're going to try to do that, and then after that it'll be Waynesboro. Anyway, we're going to go get ready to go to Food Lion, drink a couple of more beers, and call it an evening, relax, and go to bed, get a good night's sleep. So we'll pick it up tomorrow on the next video. Take care.